Hi guys, welcome back to another video. We are going to talk all things May releases, so grab your hot drink and let's get into summer books. Now, there's some pretty good ones coming guys, so let's talk about them. Now, before we go into it, I am fully aware that we are in the middle of May when I'm recording this, and quite a few of these have already released, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to tell you about them, because if you're like me, these videos keep me in check with what is being released and when, and I've actually just been on a little bit of a shopping trip and noticed some of the releases this month are hitting. So we're going to talk about them, what they're about and when they release. Now, this is the UK release date, and what I say, I will be putting the correct date on the screen. I'm pretty certain I've done my research right, guys, but we all know that it never goes to plan for me. And also, if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. I am on a mission to get to 300. I am loving being back on YouTube. It's bringing me so much joy to record a video. Like, I am literally looking at where I can fit in filming a video. My life is so hectic and chaotic at the minute, but this just brings me so much calm and joy. So, yeah. Anyway, I've rambled. Let's talk about some of the books. Now, I will mention, she's going to ramble a bit more, that there is a couple of romances thrown in here. I am your crime and thriller girly, but I do love to dip into a romance, and there are some of my favourite authors in here. So anyway, I am going to stop rambling now. Let's talk about some of these books. Now, so the first book I'm going to talk about, I'm going to try and do these in order, by the way, but I may not. The first book is Dissection of a Murder by Jo Murray, and that released May 7th. So this has actually already released at me recording this. However, I actually had no intention of buying this book. I've seen Michaela, Carly, and Emma, I think, all rate this book. I think it's Emma's favourite book of the year. So I was intrigued, but I try and wait for a paperback. However, I think it was Michaela posted on her story the stunningness that is The Sprayed Edge. So I've already been and bought it. So, Dissection of a Murder. Like I said, it does release on May 7th, so it has already released when this goes out. Look at that sprayed edge. Oh my goodness. I have genuinely read nothing about this book. I've heard enough people talk about it, but when Layla is handed her first murder case, she is shocked at how high profile it is. The murder of a well-respected, well-known judge. This shouldn't be the kind of case she's leading. It's way beyond her expertise. But the defendant, Jack Millman, is clear. He wants her and only her. To make things worse, her former pupil master has been chosen as the prosecutor, the man who taught her everything about law and who just so happens to be her husband. Losing is not an option. She must find the most persuasive argument. Trials aren't won by convincing judges or fellow barristers. They're all about convincing a jury. Suddenly, Layla finds herself fighting not only to keep Jack out of prison, but to keep her marriage intact. When the secrets start to surface, she has no idea how she can win, but it's true what they say. There are two sides to every story. Also, can we just appreciate this too? Like, how stunning. I haven't even taken this off. Oh, it's got like a gavel on the front. It's pretty plain, but oh my gosh. The end papers are lush. I did not know, right, that Asda could do lush sprayed edges. I've seen the pink ones. But yeah. Anyway, I've rambled. No book was harmed. But yeah, I'm kind of itching to put it on my TBR. I do need to read some books for Harrogate first, but that might go on I have a bit of time TBR, maybe in the summer, because it's a hardback. But yeah, I'm excited. It's very highly hyped, so I just hope it can live up to the expectation. Next up, and this again has already released, this is May 7th, is The Serial Killer Gene by Alice Hunter. Now, I have read the Serial Killers series. They are No, they're not interconnected. They are a series, but are standalones in their own right, so I don't know how that goes. But I have honestly had no intention. I didn't even know this was releasing so soon. I've seen Alice post about it on her Insta, but I've kind of been like, yeah, no, it's fine. And then I saw it in Asda and was like, yeah, let's just buy it. Lily thought she was a normal woman with a normal life, but when a DNA test reveals she carries the serial killer gene, her life goes off the rails. Ignoring her mother's warning, she breaks off her engagement and dives into a wild new relationship with an enigmatic journalist. I don't know why I struggle to say that. But their obsession becomes toxic, and they both spiral out of control. Lily's traumatic past resurfaces, and she starts to question everything she thought she knew. Could Lily really be as monstrous as a serial killer? When Lily is confronted with a sudden horrifying murder, she must turn to the one person who has always protected her, her mother, Eva, but Eva is hiding secrets that could destroy them both. I recently read The Serial Killer's Sister, and my review has gone out here, and oh my goodness, that book was insane, and I absolutely bloody loved it. So I have added this to my collection. I am determined to get through Alice Hunter's backlist, and I am excited. And as I've said, this has already released, so this is your sign. Cost me £5 in Asda, guys. Some books are still on 2 for £8 or 2 for £9. So yeah, just that's your sign. That's all I'm going to say. Guys, you know I said I was doing these in order? The next one is oh gosh, I've forgotten the name of it. Daisy Chain Flower Shop by Laura Gilmore, and this released on May 5th. I forgot, alright. I did see this in Asda. However, I actually sold all of my books this year. By Laura Gilmore, she is a guilty pleasure, but I always opt to listen to her books in audio. A lot of romance I read is now audio. I don't think I've actually picked up a physical romance in a hot minute. So I think that's probably why I haven't picked it up, but I can't type it. Flower. Guys, this isn't going well. But yeah, so this is book... I've lost count of what book we're on. Is it 5 or 6? Book 6 in the Dream Harvest series. Now, they are a guilty pleasure. They're not groundbreaking, but they're cute. I do enjoy them. There's something about them. Daisy is fed up with being unlucky in love, and since Mary Kelly declared her beloved flower shop cursed in one of the infamous visions, business has been slow. Dream Harbour newcomer Elliot has been adjusting to small-town life following his own relationship turmoil, and until now he's avoided the flower shop at all costs. If the mayor is correct, he doesn't need any more bad luck in his life. I'm not going to read any more than that. I do remember they were kind of setting this up a little bit at the end of the last one, and I did enjoy the last one. It was actually one of my favourite books of the series. But yeah, they're guilty pleasures. Like I said, they're nothing groundbreaking. A lot of people love them. They are kind of one of those series. So yeah, strong recommend. And I am looking forward to getting into that. It might even put it on my audio for May. If not, it'll definitely be June. I feel it needs to be a summer book. Certainly spring, summer because of the flower theme. So yeah, that'll probably get ticked off my TBR pretty quickly, purely because it'll be on BookBeat. And in fact it is, because I downloaded it early, ready to go when it released. So yeah, I'm rambling, but it released May 5th. The next book that also released May 7th, it seems this was a good day for book releases, is Such a Nice Girl by Andrea Mara. Now, it's not a fun fact, it's probably a please don't disown me fact. I haven't read an Andrea Mara book yet. However, it is my book club pick for May. It should have been You, is the Andrea Mara book we've picked. And I do also have, I think it's Someone in the Attic on my physical TBR. I just never have got round to reading it. So I thought I'm going to add it in because at some point I do intend to read it. The thing is, we always believe the best of our own kids. What mother thinks her own daughter will do something terrible, but every bad deed is carried out by a person who was once someone's child. The morning after a glamorous luxury wedding, you and your best friend go to wake your 24-year-old daughters. You open the door to their shared room in the pool house and find a lamp smashed on the floor, a bloodstain on the carpet, a ringing phone, and both girls are nowhere to be seen. The police come and you discover something shocking, something inexplicable. Is one of your daughters trying to kill the other? And that's when you and your best friend begin to unravel what's really going on between the girls. You need to work together to find your daughters, testing your friendship to its limits. And you can't help but wonder which girl is the killer and which is the victim. Oh, now I do like the sound of this one. Now it's out in paperback. No, it's not. It's out in hardback. So I won't be picking it up anytime soon. But yeah, I love the sound of Andrea Mara's books. I don't know why I haven't picked one up sooner. I have a huge suspicion I'm booking on... Is she doing Harrogate? Oh, I don't know. But I do need to add some of her books to my TBR this year. She's not on my 2026, so if I don't get to her this year, she's definitely going on my 27 for 2027. But yeah, I don't know why I haven't picked up her book sooner, but that one's already released, so you guys will have to let me know if you read it. Now, this is actually probably one of my most anticipated releases of 2026, and it'll probably shock you because it isn't a thriller. And on May 12th, we finally are getting the next Lynn Painter, and that is First and Forever. Now, I believe this is actually an adult fiction book. So if you don't know, Lynn Painter is actually known for her young adult, and that is why I love her young adult so much. I am not a Spice Girl, and I much prefer Lynn Painter's writing for that. Even her adult ones are not too spicy. And for me, they're cute little stories. They are the only romance I will pick up physically. And I'm working through her backlist to the point that I've got Accidentally Amy left to read and First and Forever. And then I can actually move through and start rating them all. But it's going to be hard because I haven't rated one less than 4 stars. Majority of them are in the 4.5 to 5 radar. So this one is an American football star and a die-hard fan make an unforgettable match in this new laugh-out-loud rom-com. Duffy loves three things: her dad, her cat, and her Minneapolis Coyotes football. She's so devastated to become public enemy number one after shoving the team's mascot away for getting too flirty. To clear her name, Duffy agrees to live interview, only to discover she's sharing the screen with star player Connor Cunningham. Connor thought he was coming on TV to read a statement, not argue with a fan, but when their fiery banter leaves viewers obsessed, Connor's PR team spots an opportunity and encourages her to ask Duffy out. The catch: she can't know it's not the real deal. So it's like, it's a fake dating, isn't it? But she doesn't know. Already obsessed with that idea. I love a Lynn Painter. Like I said, I haven't rated one badly yet. And apart from having Accidentally Amy, which, by the way, if you are in the UK, is a pain in the backside. I've so kindly been gifted it, but it costs like £13 for a paperback. And it's a trade paperback. I need to actually pull my bookshelves out and have a reorganised now. I've bought new books. Because some are just sat loose out of sight. But anyway, that's me rambling. I am so excited for this one, guys. It releases, I am recording this, for context, on May 9th. It releases on Tuesday. This video will have gone out before then, but oh my gosh, will I be adding that to my TBR. The next book I want to talk to you about is The Ridge of Betrayal by Tessie Braun, and this also releases May 12th. I have actually already read this. This was an ARC copy. I received this electronically from Tessie, who contacted me on TikTok and said, I think you will love it. This is a thriller, and it follows two different couples and their point of view. Now, I enjoy this and I would recommend it. I think it's more for a slow burn thriller girly than a fast-paced one. But the last 40% of this I flew through. I read this pretty quickly. It's easy to read. It's only 270 pages. And it follows two couples who climb up this like really ridiculously high and difficult mountain, and they both end up arguing about things, and I'm not going to say any more than that. There is a thriller aspect. I think the blurb does say 4 of them go up, only 3 of them survive. But honestly, the way that story goes is immense, and it's a first for me by Tessie Braun. She has released a few, but I think she dips into different genres, because when I've looked into it, it's not been all of them that like I've looked at and gone, I don't want to like read a book that isn't my genre, because I don't want to give an unfair kind of review to them. I want it to be for the right audience. But this was good. The cover is stunning, don't we think? Like, the colours are so bright on it. I mean, obviously on my Kindle I can't see that, but the colours and the way it is done is stunning and very, very bright and easy to read. So, yeah, this is your sign. I would definitely give this one a go. May 12th it releases, and as I've already read it, I can obviously already recommend it. Next one is The Library After Dark by Andy Pliego, and this releases May 14th. Now, again, I do actually already have a copy of this book. I am currently reading it as an Instabook tour read-along. My first time doing it. Now, I've got a vlog going out in a few weeks where you'll actually get a few weeks, and I'm hoping in about a week, that tells you all about that book. So this follows a group of people that go into a library, and it's like a paranormal experience, and I think they've all got secrets. There's a lot going on, and yeah, I am 65 pages in. Now, before recording this video, I had planned to catch up. I've got to read so many pages a day, and I'm already like a day and a half behind. Well, I'm half a day behind because I've got time to read today's pages, but I'm rambling. So yeah, watch this space for that vlog, and I'll go into more info there. But yeah, so far I'm a bit unsure. I read You Are Fatally Uninvited by Andy Pliego last year, and I really enjoyed it if it wasn't for that NetGalley messed up the formatting, but that's a NetGalley issue, not an Andy Pliego issue. She is a good author in my opinion, so I am looking forward to reading it and getting stuck into it. I do have a bit of time on my hands today. It's the weekend, so I will be getting into it. But it releases May 14th. My review will be out on the socials on that day as well, so watch this space. On to my next book now, and I have already read this one, and that is Wolf at the Door by Kate Wiley, and this releases May 19th. This is book 2 in the Margot Phelan FBI series. I've done a bit of a chat about this already, but in case you're new to my channel, this is, like I've just said, part 2 of a series. However, there is a series before that you kind of need to read. Now, I don't think it's necessary, but I think for you to understand the character development and transference into the new series, I would recommend it personally. The first series is called the Margot Phelan series, and basically that is a 5-book series. The first one is The Serial Killer's Daughter. I was umming and ahhing about that one. That was a 3, but the rest of the series made it. I think series, for me, the first book's always a bit of a hit and miss. And then the rest of the series, you connect with the characters and you fly in, and this is very much the case for Margot Phelan. So she continues to look into a case. She is FBI at this point, obviously, and she basically is off to solve a cold case. They dig up a load of bodies. The guy then claims that it's not actually his work. He has been caught for other crimes, so he is definitely a serial killer, but he's saying, well, they're not mine and someone's killing on my patch. So the chase is on to try and solve this kind of murder. So that kind of is a thing. And then in the first book, there is another case that's kind of carried on into book 2. So I would recommend, you definitely need to read book 1 first to understand book 2. But like I said, this releases May 19th. I did enjoy it. Not as much as the first one in the series, I have to admit, which did upset me a little bit, but I'd still recommend it. I love a detective series, guys, so obviously I'm going to keep recommending it. But yeah, releases May 19th. Get it on your radar. Another book releasing on May 19th is Fever Dream by Elsie Silver. Now, this is a new series. I haven't actually looked into this, so I probably should. I have pretty much read Elsie Silver's backlist, though not all of it. I'm currently working through the Rose Hill series. I've read Wild Love. Wild Eyes is actually on my 26th of 2026, so I do plan to read that in the summer, probably in August after I've done Harrogate, because that is currently taking my precedent. But Fever Dream is book 1 in a series. I'm trying to think of the name of the series. It's coming. Emerald Lake. I love Elsie Silver's writing. I loved the Gold Rush Ranch. I loved the Chestnut Springs. Chestnut Springs continues to have my heart. I will promote that to every man and his dog. Professional bull rider Emmett Bush is not looking for love. He's looking for a paycheck to save his family's farm from bankruptcy. But when he agrees to be the leading man on a hot new reality dating show, Romance Ranch, he's already decided it's all one big performance until Julia Silver walks in onto his property, smart, snarky, beautiful and off limits in more ways than one. As the location consultant on set and the little sister of his most bitter professional rival, Theo, I thought so. She's the last woman who should have piqued his interest. So these are actually interconnected series, aren't they? Which I didn't realise. Because Theo Silver we do meet in one of the other series. So that's... And Emmett, I think... Yeah, I do remember Emmett. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm realising all the connections now, guys. That tells you how much I look into books before I look at the releases. I'm obviously excited. This probably will be on Kindle Unlimited, so it will be getting added to my TBR, but I'm trying to get through one series at a time. So obviously I need to get through the Rose Hill and then Fever Dream will be on my radar. But if you are an Elsie Silver fan, then guys, May 19th is the date this finally releases. Next up, and an exciting release for me, is The Killer in Room 5 by Sam Holland, and this releases May 21st. Now, I am really fortunate to say that I have an e-arc of this. Have I read it yet? No. I did get it via NetGalley, and I do intend to add it to my TBR once I have read the several arcs that are lining up. I need to get through the one that's due May 14th. I'm up to date with all the other ones, so then I just need to get to this. So May 19th is when this releases, and this is in an isolated room in Hollow Pines, an infamous psychiatric hospital. Joe Sinclair is confessing to a violent murder. Locked away, Joe couldn't possibly have killed the man, so how does he know so many horrifying details? Suspended after a colleague was stabbed on her watch, DC Abby Fox has only just returned to work, but at Hollow Pines she must find out what really happened and how exactly Joe is involved. Is he to blame, or are the only one who can stop... or the only one who can stop the killer? I'm intrigued by this. So for you guys that don't know, I absolutely adore Sam Holland. I inhaled the Major Crimes series. The Echo Man was an instant 5-star for me. The Countdown Killer got me out of a reading slump I'd been in for months. So I was super excited to get this. I have already got an issue. I tried to pick it up at the beginning of the month because obviously your gal was excited. And basically, it's not a corrupted arc, that's the wrong word, but it's a badly formatted one. It's a rolling document, so I may have to divert to my iPad. So I do need to get The Library After Dark read. Then I will be moving on to The Killer in Room 5, but Sam Holland is a much anticipated release. Why can't I get my words out today? Is a much anticipated release for me, and I am so excited to get stuck into it. So yeah, this is your sign. If you loved that Major Crime series, get this added to your TBR, because it has been a hot minute since I've read a Sam Holland, and I am so ready for it. Another anticipated read for me, and another May 21st read, is Body of Lies by Joe Callahan. This is book 4 in the Cat and Lock series, and this follows a human detective and an AI detective, and we continue on in the story. So you start at the beginning within the blink of an eye. Now, firstly, I've got to give credit to Michaela for this. She has harped on about this series on all of her channels on how much she highly rates it, and I bought In the Blink of an Eye ages ago. I opted to go for audio because I'd heard it was absolutely fabulous in audio. I have since then gone and listened to the other 2 books, which are Human Remains. It's gone out of my head. It'll come to me. But this is the 4th book. This is actually the final book in the series as well. So I am excited to see where this will lead. Book 3 left on a cliffhanger. I have no words for how that ended. And I'm a bit scared to see where this will go. I know that a few people, Carly, Michaela, have already read Body of Lies, and I know Chris has got it on his TBR. And I'm scared, but I think Michaela said she cried, and I don't actually think I've known her cry at a book. So I am scared. I'm going to have it on audio ready to go, as I have listened to the rest of them. It's proper pottering me what the other book is called, and I don't know why I can't remember. Oh, Leave No Trace. I knew it'd come to me. Blink of an eye, In the Blink of an Eye, Leave No Trace, Human Remains, The Body of Lies. And that is the series complete. So part of me doesn't want to because I don't want it to come to an end, but part of me is like, I've got to get this on my radar. Audiobooks are a bit more open. I can get that done in the next couple of months. So yeah, watch this space, but definitely one of my most anticipated for the month. And last, and probably certainly not least, guys, on May 26th, we have another Frida McFadden coming, and that is The Divorce. I don't know how this woman gets so many books out. However, she did recently release her true identity and what she actually looks like. I mean, she doesn't look much different. Her hair and glasses were a bit of a disguise. She actually hasn't been a brain surgeon or doctor or whatever it was that she did for quite some time. So I think when people, me being one of them, come out and say, how do you work full time and write 3-4 books a year? I can kind of see she's clearly not doing that now, and writing is her new route. However, I still don't know how she thrashes out so many books a year. But that's a whole new discussion for a completely different day, because I could go on forever about how I would rather get 1 book a year from Frida than get 4 subpar. However, I did read Dear Debbie and I was absolutely howling at that. It was funny. Sorry, I'm trying to get up what it's about. It was funny. I loved the character, not necessarily the thriller. The thriller was subpar for me, but the absolute character of Debbie made that book a 4.5 star. Anyway, you're here for The Divorce. What is Happily Ever After really worth? Naomi was living the quintessential love story. Boy meets girl, fall in love, get married, buy a dream house and start a family. Then he kicks her out, hires the city's best divorce lawyers, drains their accounts and takes up with a 20-something-year-old. It's a brutal end to the story. Naomi should accept defeat, move into a dingy apartment, get back into the workforce and piece together the shattered remains of her life. Except why should she? And I agree. Instead, Naomi fixates on her husband's new girlfriend. What begins as a cynical curiosity soon twists into obsession and then into something far darker. As Naomi uncovers secrets she never imagined, she realises her own life may be in danger. But if she keeps her perfect family intact, isn't it worth it? Tropes, domestic thriller, mystery, suspense. I won't call it psychological obsession. So he's an absolute arsehole, excuse my French, but she's going to go for the girlfriend. I'm not sure how I feel about this book. Will I read it? Absolutely. I've read every Frida McFadden book that's released. I do need to do an updated backlist of that because she's released that many. I'll probably get to that in the summer. Yeah, I hope it's better than the blurb. Send help, but yeah, it releases May 26th, guys. Am I going to read it? Of course. Hopefully it's better than I've kind of given myself the thoughts for. Guys, that is a wrap on another video. Let me know in the comments which books in May are you most anticipated for. I have got quite a few. I will have read quite a few before the end of the month. Oh, I've got hiccups. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Let me know if you've reached it this far. What books are you planning on reading in May? Are any of these new releases? Which of these releases you are most excited for? Or are there any others I need to get on my radar? And as always, guys, thank you so much for joining me on another video. Please hit that subscribe button and that like button, and hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.